This has Knicks fans seriously concerned as we have multiple updates to go over on the Knicks today, especially with fans really now worried about a few different players on this team, the fit that the roster has together right now, and also just the terrible road record. While the Knicks are dealing with multiple injuries, including Jalen Brunson's ankle, which is not fully back yet, there's a lot to talk about with the team right now, and we're going to waste no time jumping right into it. But before we do that, if you are part of that 56% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Knicks update, because we have videos coming out every single day that you don't want to miss out on. But let's jump into it, guys. A lot to go over on the team right now, because look, as we know, one of the things surrounding this team has been how bad this whole road record has been for the team, and on top of that, just seeing that multiple Knicks players have gotten injured, whether it's Jalen Brunson still coming off that ankle, Mitchell Robinson being game managed, Landry Shamet dealing with an injury as well. There's a lot of fans that are starting to get concerned with all these injuries that are starting to pile up for this team. And now on top of that, we do have another update regarding that as well, as it was revealed that Mitchell Robinson is questionable against Brooklyn with an illness. So this has nothing to do with load management. Mitchell Robinson now being sick as well is another worrisome look for this team. And what's crazy is for so long, Mitch was the guy who we were most worried about. Now he's not. Because Mitch, yeah, he's dealing with an ankle thing. He's been dealing with that ankle thing for 3 years at this point. He's probably never going to stop dealing with the ankle injury. But at the same time, it's not even the number one thing that we're even worried about anymore, considering Landry Shamet going back down with the left shoulder dislocation once again. Now, Mitch, who's averaged 8 rebounds and 4 points in the 9 games he's appeared in, including 5 offensive rebounds and also blocking a shot per game, looks excellent. He's only doing that in 17 minutes a night. But on top of that, we now see that Landry Shamet is out with a shoulder that is sprained. We know the Knicks MO right now. We know this by now. We know how this team operates. They don't show their full hand when a player gets injured. They call the injury something different and just are very, very reluctant to give out any details regarding the injury. We've seen that with Mitch. There's very little that we've seen thus far with the team. There hasn't been a whole lot that we've even looked at, and Shamet has been one of the best players on the Knicks this season. Man's putting up 9 points per game with 42% from 3, while also shooting 45% from the field. He's been elite in the corner, shooting 48%, playing good defense, and has started multiple games because of his fit with the team. Now, on the same note, there is worries about this shoulder being a longer-term thing. As the New York Post said, Shamet appeared to dislocate his shoulder after absorbing a hard screen from Wendell Carter Jr. in the first quarter of Saturday's loss to the Magic. Afterwards, Mike Brown said that Shamet would undergo a full evaluation in the coming days, when it was then said that he sprained his shoulder. Now, on top of that, the New York Post also mentioned that assuming the diagnosis is a dislocated shoulder, Shamet can either opt for season-ending surgery or try to rehab and return sooner. Shamet dislocated his shoulder a little over a year ago and chose the non-surgical route, playing again after a couple months. However, the decision left Shamet's shoulder susceptible to popping out again, which is what appeared to occur on Saturday. Shamet's contract is not guaranteed until early January, so surgery would likely force the Knicks to waive him. Now, here's the thing. When we look at this, there's something that we have to be aware of. I know there's been a whole lot of discussion surrounding, okay, well, the Knicks can't add anyone. Because Shamet is non-guaranteed, the Knicks, if they were to waive Shamet because of this injury, and if he dislocated his shoulder, they'll likely waive him and then sign him for the prorated veteran minimum salary in March or April if he's able to come back. What's going to happen is they're going to have to find someone else to fill a void that now is going to feel like an actual void. When Shamet was first signed, it was like, great, there's more depth. We're super deep. This team's awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Now it's like, okay, well, Shamet started some of the games and has been one of, if not our best three-point shooter this season. Now, without Landry Shamet, this is severely, severely worrisome for this team. The Knicks, they are playing the Nets, and they have not lost to the Nets since 2023. Literally January of 2023, I was in college. Knicks Digest did not exist. It was a different time. And look, obviously this lineup, there is one player from this team who literally is still on the Nets, and that's Nick Claxton, who said after this game, I've never lost to the Knicks. Since then, he has never beat the Knicks. The Knicks have one player from their starting lineup on the team, still with RJ Barrett, being on the Raptors, Julius being a Timberwolf, Jericho Sims being on the Bucks, and Quentin Grimes being on Philly, Jalen Brunson is the only one left as well. And there's reason why Claxton's on the Nets and Brunson's on the Knicks in this scenario, and they're the only two guys left, because the Nets were a dumpster fire that fell off a cliff, and the Knicks have been slowly climbing, except for this year, they have been off to a slow start. Now, we noticed this, the Knicks still should win, but also, it's not like we could just fix the Landry Shamet problem by going out and bringing back Garrison Matthews. Garrison Matthews got signed to the Pacers for the hardship exception. So now, the Knicks, who loved Garrison Matthews, really, really, really loved him in just training camp and throughout the preseason and thought about signing him over Landry Shamet, ultimately did not opt to do so. Matthews is now off the table. The Knicks can't just go out there and say, you know what, screw it. We could just bring Garrison Matthews back and it's fine. The Knicks can't go out there and pick the other veteran who was used in that time because that was Malcolm Brogdon, who is retired. The Knicks now would have to find another option out there in free agency, which is definitely going to be worrisome for this team. So it's a matter of if Shamet can come back. Shamet's not an idiot. He is an agent. He knows that if he opts for season-ending surgery, he's going to get waived. He knows that if his shoulder is dislocated, he's probably going to get waived anyway. So regardless, it's a really bad situation now because now we are unclear on how long Landry Shamet is going to be off the floor for the Knicks and if he's going to be on the Knicks in a couple days, depending on what happened with that shoulder. The Knicks are not going to waive Landry Shamet until they're 100% certain that he's going to be out a very extended period of time. With OG Anunoby also out with an injury right now, things get complicated because OG was a starter. And so is Landry Shamet for a good portion of this. So Mike Brown is going to have to change his lineup again. And the Knicks' depth is just going to continue to look worse and worse, especially when OG was having a great season and is now down with the hamstring for a little bit, putting up 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.2 assists, shooting 39% from 3 and 47% from the field. We know OG's excellent. We know he's that good. We know how great OG is. Nobody really has to sit around and just wonder how good OG Anunoby is at basketball because, I mean, we have the answer for that. It's not like a secret or anything about how good OG is. So, with that all in mind, the Knicks do have a very difficult situation to navigate for this team. I mean, look, you can't just go out there and throw your same guys into this fire now because there's multiple different injuries for this team. I mean, Shamet's gone. Without OG, we don't have the good old OGs happening, which is an issue as well. The Knicks need more help on this team. It's a must, and the problem is it's going to be difficult to find. They're going to have to look internally. They're going to have to start giving minutes to Mohamed Diawara, Pacome Dadier. They're going to have to see if these young guys have an impact now because now they're dealing with multiple injuries. And I know Mitchell Robinson is just sick, and he'll be back, but with Gershon Yabusele struggling, with Karl-Anthony Towns not having a great season thus far, with Mitchell Robinson being on and off the floor every other game, it's not easy for the Knicks to navigate this, and they're going to have to figure out a way to fix some stuff. I am someone who's a serial optimist with the Knicks. I'm a serial optimist with all my teams except for the Jets because I don't see a reason to be optimistic, even though actually things in their own right look okay right now for them. But I know they're 2-9. It's just in the general sense of like the rebuild, it looks promising right now. But this is also rebuild number 7 since the playoff drop began. Not the point. You can go watch Jets Digest. I talk about it all the time on there. But with the Knicks, it's an issue. And there's no way around it, and they're going to have to look into using some of their internal options, like Dadier, like Diawara, because they both have shown enough promise where you're going to have to start seeing what's going to work. I do think the Knicks are going to be fine. I'm not that concerned. I'm not really that concerned about Towns. I think he's having a shooting slump that he'll get out of. I imagine Mitchell Robinson is going to get better as time goes on this season and play more. Landry Shamet concerns me. That's the one that I'm most concerned about right now, guys. What are you most concerned about with this Knicks team? Are you concerned? Are you not? How do you feel right now? Luckily, they do play the Nets, and, well, the Nets are just atrocious. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Knicks.